be the friend that is standing there. I'll be the hand holding all your cares. I see you now, I'm not going anywhere. We'll find our way back home. We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home.
I'm getting out of my comfort zone to learn what I can about cooking and baking from some of the most trusted people in our lives, grandmas. What warms my heart is hearing their stories of why the recipes are the family's faves, and tasting them, of course. I couldn't think of a more fitting person to have as a guest than my own mother-in-law. She was born in Argentina but lived many years in Bolivia, South America. There are a lot of special recipes and traditions that she has passed down to our family, some that even go back to her grandmother. I can't wait for you to meet her. Welcome to Grandma's Goodies with Jacqueline. I'm so excited you're here to join me with this episode because I'm going to make a really great little biscuit with my mother-in-law. Hey. Yay! It's about family, right? So this is Jan Clements, and I'm so excited that you are on this show with me to be able to share with them one of our favorite little biscuits, tea snacks.
Well, it's not a biscuit.
What?
It's not a biscuit, and it's not a cheese ball. It's a cunya pay.
Well, what does cunya pay mean?
Cheese ball.
Okay. You make it so complicated for me.
But it doesn't sound exotic. Cheese ball doesn't sound exotic.
It doesn't.
No.
You're absolutely right.
Call it by its right name.
Okay, so it's a cunya pay.
Yes, cunya pay.
And I want to know, when did you first experience this?
Oh, it goes back 58 years.
What?
Yes, my dad took us to a restaurant downtown, a city of 50,000 people.
Wow.
And there's a restaurant there, a family-owned restaurant that always served cunya pay and pastries that Grandma always made. And it has, even to this day, and the city is like between 3 and 4 million people. That restaurant is still going, still popular, because these are the foods that Grandma made.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited to be able to make cunya pay. So let's make it, and then I want to hear about the history, and I want to hear about your background, and I know why this recipe is exciting and special to me, but I want to hear from you.
Well, it's family. Whenever we're together as family, our family's scattered, but when they come together, we always make cunya pay.
We just do.
Someone rolls them out. Somebody else is grating cheese, and yeah, it's just, we know what to do when we get together. We make cunya pays.
We do. We have a Bolivian day, don't we?
We do.
Yeah,
we do.
It's very fun. Well, let's dive right in. So you have a root or something.
Our cunya pay are made from this. This is a root from a plant.
Okay.
It's called mandioc or cassava or yucca.
Yucca.
But it's all the same root. It's a staple for millions and millions of people all over South America, in Africa, and Asia. It's high in carbohydrates, and there's traces of vitamins and minerals. And
Sure, there's vitamins and minerals in there.
But, being a staple for people who can't afford to eat well is good. It fills their tummies. So what we're going to make today it'll be high in carbs, but it'll be easy on the stomach.
And it's comfort food, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is.
I love that. Okay, so what do we have to do with this yucca?
Well,
I mean, we're not going to grind it right now, but you would have to grind it.
You have to cook it and then let the water evaporate, and then what's left over is manioc flour. We call it tapioca flour.
Oh yeah, tapioca flour. Yes,
it's the same thing as cassava flour or It's just prepared different.
So you would peel that, and then you would cut it up, and then you'd put it in water and cook it that way.
Yeah, there's a fiber that goes right down the middle that you don't eat. So that's the yuca. We've always called it yuca.
Some people call it yucca.
No, that yucca is the name for a plant, a flowering plant in the southern states. You don't eat it.
Oh.
It's yucca. So, so this is called yucca, and it's with one C. Yucca is with two C's, and they're two different things.
Okay, so that's a really great tip, because I never really understood the difference because I would see it spelled differently.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, they forgot the C, or why is there only one C? So that's really great.
If you're looking for information on this,
On the computer, right?
on the computer, yes,
Oh yeah.
then you might find it with two C's, and that is not yucca.
Right. Okay.
It's a different plant, and it doesn't make what we're going to make this afternoon.
So really, the internet doesn't know everything.
Not everything.
No, I love it. All right, let's get started, because I am getting kind of hungry talking about this.
Okay, I wonder if we should put the oven on?
Yeah, that's great. So what's
Okay.
the temperature?
400.
400 it is. Done.
So I brought some tapioca flour
Okay.
made from this.
Awesome.
Just so that you can have a look at it. It's a lot like flour. I mean, you can't tell. This might be lighter.
Yeah. It is a bit different than
It is
flour.
a bit different, and it's...
If you're not careful, it can look like from a distance like icing sugar,
Right.
but it's you'd quickly find out that it's
Yes.
not.
Yes.
But it's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and this is gluten free.
It is gluten-free.
So
You're
it's
right.
it's a great recipe for that.
Yes. So our recipe calls for 1.5 cups of tapioca flour
Okay.
and 1.5 cups of fresh cheese. It's hard to find that here in our store, but we found a cheese that comes pretty close to it.
Okay, awesome.
Curds,
Okay. Ooh.
cheese curds.
Okay.
We grate that up, mix it with the flour.
Should we test this? Should we try that?
Well, okay.
You don't.
Go ahead.
Have you
I
tried-
tasted it at home.
Did you?
Yes.
Do you need another little piece?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So,
It doesn't squeak.
no, well,
It's good though.
okay. So,
It's really good actually.
so we have the tapioca flour. We have grated cheese, fresh cheese. In this recipe, you mix all the dry ingredients together first. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to make sure all the ingredients are well stirred because of the flour is kind of
Okay.
gummy.
Fair enough.
Okay, then I need a margarine. I need it melted.
Okay, so I can just do this in the microwave, right?
Yes.
Look, it's going to melt right away, like in 20
that's
seconds.
fine. That's fine.
And then it's going to just be great. It's going to be liquid. We're going to just
Yes.
pour it over top. I see you moved the cheese away from my little station.
I did. Okay.
Were you afraid I was going to eat more cheese? Were you afraid I was going to squeak a little bit more than I should?
Perhaps.
Oh, can you hear a bubble? I can hear a bubble. Oh, it's ready.
Wonderful. Okay. I don't want it in yet because I need to put the baking powder in.
Okay.
1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay.
Mix it good.
Okay, I'll mix it. How about that?
That sounds good. And then we can add the liquid.
Okay, great. And so we're adding the butter or the margarine. Can you use either?
Margarine.
Interchangeable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
And then we're going to add that.
1 tablespoon.
Okay. You know, it's been so great on our show because we've been able to have different cultures for different episodes. And I really enjoy learning about different cultures. And that's what's really cool about our family, too,
Yeah.
is that we have actually quite a few different cultures in our
yes.
background, don't
Yeah,
we?
We do. 1 egg.
Okay, 1 egg. Let me just beat up that yolk.
Okay.
I bet you I could give you another yolk, but... Oh, I wish I had a really great joke for that. I don't, though.
Well, you better stay awake tonight thinking.
Oh, well, I do need to have something for my grandchildren. Hey, you've got grandchildren.
I do.
How many grandchildren
And
do
they're
you
the
have?
same as yours.
They are? Isn't that interesting?
So we can
What a
brag
coincidence.
together about our grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
I love that. You
Yeah.
know, there is nothing that puts a smile on my face faster or quicker or bigger than when you say to me, and so how are your grandbabies? Oh, my grandbabies. She opened the door. I get to talk about my grandchildren.
You can brag all you want. We'll listen. We'll
Oh,
listen. Yeah.
and you have. You're
Yeah.
so great at that.
So, is that
Well,
mixed?
how many grandchildren
Are
do you
you
have?
are you
Oh,
mixing this?
No, I'm just talking.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so this is pretty mixed, but it's not crumbly like
No.
I have made in the past with my recipe.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Now milk. This is the trick, adding the milk. If you add too much, then it goes to a point of no return.
True. I've done that.
Yeah, we don't want pancakes. We
No.
want cunha paste.
Then you keep adding like the
Yes,
yucca
no,
flour, and you're
yeah,
adding
no,
and adding. It's not
it's a
great.
bad idea. Okay?
Okay. I will keep stirring.
Okay.
Okay, so your grandchildren. So how many grandchildren do you have? And then how many great-grandchildren?
9 grandchildren and 3.5 great-grandchildren.
Oh, that's not quite true, is it? Because there's 2 on the way.
2 on the way, you're right.
So we have actually,
Right.
you have how many great-grandchildren? Almost 5.
Yes, almost 5.
I'm
Yes.
so excited. It's like all
Yeah.
these little babies happening.
We are too, and we have to teach them about making cunha pay right from the day one.
We do.
How's that coming?
Well, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think we do need a little bit more because it's not really
No, it's not
holding together.
binding.
It's not binding.
No.
So I'm glad you added more milk. But let's see if it binds now. It's not binding.
Well, stir it then.
Well, I did. I'm like, what?
Okay. Oh, I better measure.
Oh, you know what? You have such an amazing history. That's so great because this is a Bolivian recipe, isn't it?
It is a Bolivian recipe, but it's made all over South America. Each country tweaks it a bit to their liking, but this is the way the Bolivians make it.
And why, tell me, I know this story, but they don't know the story. So why is this so special and important from Bolivia?
Well, I think it's something we do as a family. When a family gets together, this is what we make. It just goes without saying.
And so why would we make this? We have some Bolivian heritage, don't we?
We do.
So why don't you tell me about that? Tell them about that because I actually know most of it. See if you can surprise me because that would be fun for TV.
My dad was born in London, England, and my mom is a Bolivian, born in Bolivia.
Okay.
And I was born in Argentina,
Oh my goodness.
and my other siblings were born in Bolivia.
And so your parents were in Bolivia for how long?
A lifetime.
A lifetime,
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
Because they actually got married when they were quite young
Right.
and lived there until they retired,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And you were born in Argentina, but lived in Bolivia for the first
Yeah.
few years.
Actually, I was born just across the border because that was the nearest hospital. So that's why I'm the odd man out there.
You
See?
are. I wondered why you were odd. There we go.
Yes.
So
How's that coming?
it's
Is that...
not binding.
Oh, dear.
It's not
I'm
binding.
going to need some more milk, I think.
Okay. Because this isn't working.
Okay, well, let's get some more milk. No,
No,
isn't,
look
is
it. It's not working. So here's a ball, but the rest
No.
of this isn't binding,
Right.
Mom.
Okay,
So
well,
I
let's
think,
add another.
okay, but
There you go.
it's on my hand. So, but that's okay. I'll just mix it.
Right.
We'll just get the liquid off my thumb.
Right.
Okay, here we go. So, like you do want to do exactly what you're doing, like a tablespoon at a time,
Yes.
for that
because,
very reason,
yeah,
right?
the urge is to pour the milk in, and then that can be dangerous. How's that?
Well, Mom, it's still not binding. What are we doing wrong? We have made this recipe like I don't know how many times. Why is this not binding?
It's coming. Look at that.
Okay, it is coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just put a little bit more.
Okay, just
maybe.
a little bit more. Okay. So now tell me, so you grew up in Bolivia for the first 5 years,
Yes,
maybe? And
yeah.
then where did you
Spent my schooling in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
so-
again, another cross-cultural experience.
Yes. Yeah.
And then how often would you go back to Bolivia?
Every 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow, it would change often, wouldn't it? And would you go to the tea room every time you go?
Pretty much, except this last time. I know we were so busy going from A to B that we went by it just to see if it was still in business. And they are. It's just as full and overflowing today as it was right then. Yeah, I do
love
too.
that.
I do too.
I can hardly wait to go back.
Yes.
So, our viewers don't know, but Bill and I went and lived in Bolivia. And so I got to experience that for a few years.
Yes, you went to the tea room too, didn't you?
We did. Yes,
yeah.
we did. And it is a favorite place to go.
Yeah.
Now, let's circle back. I know we're jumping around, so thanks for following me on my jump. But, we're going to put this in the oven.
Yes.
But traditionally, how is this cooked?
They had,
baked?
I have a mud oven.
Okay.
It's a domed oven, outside oven.
Yeah.
And
Out of clay, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And bricks, broken bricks, just to make it stronger or whatever, make it bind. So
Okay.
then they build a fire in it, and then when it's burned down to coals, then they brush it aside and then put their meat or their cuñapé or whatever
There
makes
is
it inside.
something about when it comes out of that oven. The taste is unbelievable.
Yeah, Jacqueline, there's a restaurant here in Okotoks that has a Mexican chef, good one, and they have recently got an oven.
No way.
Yes, it's not a mud oven, but it's the dome. It's a whole thing, and they bake their tortillas and all in it. It gives, I don't know. There's just, like you say, it's just. We tend to think that just because it's old or antiqued, that it isn't as good as the boxes we have, the electric boxes that we have in our kitchen that we cook in.
Yeah.
And yet it's not true. The mud ovens just make great.
They do.
Yeah,
The taste is unbelievable,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
I'm just rolling the balls just so that
Okay.
we can get them ready and
Yes.
put them on a tray and get them in the oven.
Wonderful.
Okay, great. And then what we can do, I know there's a great story about coffee, and this family loves coffee. In fact, I don't actually know if anybody doesn't love coffee in this family.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Anyway, I think that would be awesome. So these are great. So why don't we just start with these, and then we'll get them
Perfect.
cooking.
Perfect.
Sound good? Okay, great. If you want to grab that tray there, Mom, I'll put these on. There we go. I'm just going to move that over there. We'll put these on. There's only cheese in here, but sometimes we've added jalapeno peppers, haven't we? To have just a little bit of spice. Because
Yes.
there are some people in our family that like the spice.
Yes.
Yeah, and it gives a little bit of color too, doesn't it?
Yes. And these don't, aside from the cheese, it doesn't have a flavor, like the flour doesn't have really a flavor. So that's
Right.
your cheese is your flavor, and the peppers would go great in there.
Yeah, I remember we did that and we really liked that. That
Mm-hmm.
was a really nice twist. So you can add jalapeno peppers, you can add a few other things too. Well, let's put these in the oven. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so I've got them in. How long am I going to put them on for?
Well, put the timer on for 10 minutes, and then from there we'll judge. Might need another 5 minutes after that.
Okay, sounds great. Great. Okay, well that gives us 10 minutes to just tidy up, and then we'll have some coffee together.
Wonderful. Perfect.
Okay, well let's have some coffee, Mom, because you and I really enjoy our coffee
We
dates.
do.
Yeah,
We
I
surely
love
do.
having coffee with you. And coffee is such a huge thing for the Clements family. Anybody that knows us knows that if they offer us a coffee, very seldom do we say no, right?
Right.
But there's some really great stories about your great-grandmother, I believe. Was it your great-grandmother or was it your grandmother?
My grandma.
Your grandmother. So tell us a little bit about her, because she used to do coffee in an amazing way. And it's really stood out to you, and it was passed down to Bill, and it was passed down to your children, and now we want to pass it on to our children, your
Yes.
great-grandchildren.
Yeah. Well, my grandma lived out in an isolated area, in a community. Her husband, my grandpa, I never knew him. He passed away early when I was very young. But he was a rancher and was away a lot. And so he was quite at peace. If my grandma would be in a community, even though it was Indigenous people, she felt safe and very loved there. And so, so we went out to visit her. And we asked my uncle, like, what can we take her? She lives in an isolated area. Maybe we can take vegetables or whatever, rice, potatoes, or whatever. And he says, take her some raw coffee beans, because what she does is roast them. And she roasts them in a piece of pottery over the fire. I know. I thought, in a piece of pottery, can we buy a frying pan? What did I know about roasting
Right.
coffee beans? But he says, no, that's the secret of her success, is that piece of pottery somehow brings out the taste in the coffee. And really, I almost get emotional because it was the best coffee I had. Since then, I just kind of compare it with her coffee, and it's a wonderful memory.
Wow.
And
The bar was set high, wasn't it?
yeah, so there's a
So these
raw.
are the raw ones. And I don't know, maybe our viewers knew this, but I sure didn't, that coffee beans are actually green before they're roasted. And then, of
Yes.
course, when they're roasted, they're brown.
Yes.
But they come green.
Yes,
They are picked green.
Yeah, some I've noticed even here buying coffee, some comes from Bolivia, and that warms my heart.
Of course, it does
Yes,
me too.
yes.
And when you, I remember Grandma, and she used to have cuña with her coffee. Like, it was just such a traditional
Yes,
afternoon tea, wasn't
yes. Memory building.
it? Yeah.
Just some great memories.
Yeah.
And even today, like when family gets together, we make kunyapé and we have coffee.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's so true.
yeah.
I see you brought some photos. Mom, do you
I
want to
did.
just share them with me?
Well, this is a picture of my grandma, and she was
look
just
at her.
a lovely, lovely person.
Oh,
gentle.
she's just beautiful, isn't she?
She is, yeah. In her youth, before her eyes got bad, she was a seamstress, and she could make men's shirts like it was nothing, no patterns or anything. She would just do it, go by the measurements. She's an amazing woman.
Oh, there it is. Are they done? Let's see if they're done.
Okay.
Oh, they're not quite done
Not quite.
yet,
They
are
need to
they?
be browned. Yeah.
Okay, another 5?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you
So
have?
that's my grandma. And this is a picture of the yucca plant.
Okay.
It's great, you know. If you have got, it's just family, then pick one root. But if lots of people are coming to eat, then pick 3.
Isn't
you don't
that
have to
something?
store it or you just cut it fresh and it keeps on growing. It's a plant that keeps giving.
Because we've had fried yucca before, and it
Oh,
is
yes.
really, really
Yes.
good, isn't it?
It really
Yeah.
is.
I
Yeah.
prefer it more than French fries.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, that's really cool. What else do you have?
Well, picture of an
Oh,
oven.
yeah, I love this mud oven. These are just amazing.
They are. They are. And it warmed my heart to find a restaurant here in Okotoks that had a facsimile, of a mud oven.
Wow,
And
that's so
even
cool.
I've seen pizza ovens
Yes.
in backyard. And they are it's not made of mud, but they're domed like a mud oven is. This is a picture of just a typical fireplace.
Isn't it? No, I
Where
love
they
it.
cook- yeah.
I love it. And the blackened teapot
Yeah,
and
tells a story, doesn't it? They
It
spend
really
a lot
does.
of time around the fire and drinking. Well, here it's mate. You have a container we call
it's like a gourd or a poro
poro, and then a straw, metal straw.
with a
And-
sieve at the bottom.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like equivalent to our coffee breaks. They love their green tea.
Yeah.
It's very high in caffeine, but maybe that's good for them.
But it's really healthy for you too as well.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
minus the caffeine.
Yes.
But I think the green tea part is really good for you.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, why don't we check them because I don't want them to burn.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm just going to put this out just in case.
wonderful idea.
And let's see. Oh, they look like they're done. Oh, and the timer says they are. So that's perfect. Okay. Oh, no, these are perfect. Oh, wow. These are so, pan's hot. Careful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn this off. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Are we going to put them on the plate or should we just eat them from here? We can just eat them right from here.
Let's put them on a plate because we don't want our viewers to think that we just eat off the cookie.
Well, we want them to think that we're more civilized than that, but truly, when it's just us, we eat them right off of the tray. We don't wait for a plate. They are a hot commodity. So let me move this.
Oh, these look wonderful.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Ooh, there goes one. Okay, are we going to try this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's so hot. Oh, I can see the steam. Oh, these are so good.
It is nice and
And fluffy and light. Do they
perfect.
remind you of home? Of Bolivia home?
Bolivia. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I have fond memories when I eat these. So what brought you to Okotoks?
You.
Us! I love that! We're a magnet.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer to be with family. A lot of our time we've spent apart, and just to be able to be in the same town and be able to pop over just whenever we feel like or whatever. It's just very special, very special treat for us.
And us too, because for most of my adult life, I've lived away from family. So it's so nice to just be close enough that you're driving distance, or you just call up and say, hey, are you home? We're coming for coffee, which we did just recently, and you weren't home. But you quickly came home because we were bringing,
we didn't want to miss you.
Oh, these are so good. Thank you so much, Mom, for being on this episode with me. I really appreciate you sharing the wealth of knowledge and your special treat with us that we've been able to pass on to our kids.
Well, thank you. Thank you for honoring our heritage.
Oh, no, I love it. So thank you, Mom. Well, this episode was really special. Having my mother-in-law on the show was amazing. We enjoy having coffee together. We enjoy laughing at the same things, and we love making kunyapay together. And passing these recipes from one generation to the next is really, really important. And I love that she was willing to share with me her recipe so I can give it to my children and pass it on to their children. So, you know, kunyapay has a real special place in my heart. Generation to generation, tradition and legacy, those things are all really important, not to mention a good cup of coffee. So thank you for joining me on this episode of Grandma's Goodies with Jacqueline.